Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. So Bumrah is the first bowler who's got the number 1 ranking in all 3 formats.
Correct. Yeah.
And the moment he got his final number 1 ranking, he put up a post which showed an empty stadium and then a stadium full of people cheering. So under the stadium full of people, the caption was, thus the applause. And under the photo of the empty stadium, he put up a caption saying the support. Now, as a cricket fan, when I saw that, first I felt kind of bad that our GOAT bowler is thinking this way. And then my head dials back to a year prior, where there are all these memes about Jasprit Bumrah coming out, which go like, ab to sharam kar le Bumrah. That was the meme trend. Meme trends, and I'm also a meme trend now, happen because of people being in the public eye. If you're in the public eye enough, eventually you will be memed. It's almost a validation of you being in the mainstream.
Correct.
But for an athlete to go through that while he's injured, of course he wants to come back and play for the country, but he's trying to get his body and his mind ready for it. A lot of fans won't show him the support. And I think he was talking about this whole meme phase, where under every Jasprit Bumrah post, people are commenting saying, ab to sharam kar le Bumrah. Cricket meme pages were full of ab to sharam kar le Bumrah memes. But it's so unfair to international athletes.
Yeah.
And the counter argument to that is that's why they're celebrated and paid that much as well. That you're supposed to go through all this.
It's true. I generally never like to have this conversation and bring money in and how much they paid. You know, how much they paid is a byproduct of the work they put in. You know, I feel really bad when this happens. It happens to millions of athletes. You using Bumrah as an example. Last week, the same thing happened to Rohan Bopanna. You know, 1 year ago, everyone was talking negatively. He didn't win a game for 5 months. He should retire. He's 42 years old. Now, he's the pride of India at 43, oldest Grand Slam champion, Australian Open champion, all sorts of things like this. The one thing I've recognized and I've seen with athletes, and the thing that I coach a lot in them, is it's so, so important to understand who's in your core inner circle, trust them, and keep them close. Because that is all you can rely on when you hit the ground, when you're going through a trough. You know, it's very critical. Every single champion athlete, the reason why it's so hard to get a piece of them when they're winning is because you weren't there when they were losing. And they know this. They're not silly. They've seen it, you know? So when he became number 1, yes, 1 million people, I can guarantee you, would have phoned him. But I can guarantee you, he would have probably returned 10 calls. The 10 people who were there when he was doing the rehab at NCA and he was injured. Every single athlete, this noise doesn't matter. They see it, we take notice, we hear it, much like you as well. You hear it, it doesn't matter. But if the person who was there when you were just starting off all of a sudden says, I don't think you should have said something, you'll think twice about it. Why? Because he was there during the good and the bad. And this is critical. This is a very, very important lesson for everyone to learn. You know, what Bumrah is telling us right now is, you know, he's like, yes, you know, you're applauding here. Where were you when I needed you? But he didn't even need you then, because he knew who was there and he trusted who was there. That ecosystem is essential for every single person, not just an athlete.
Shout out to Sanjana Ganeshan.
Yes.
I think a supportive partner.
For sure.
And I know that they've been together for a very long time now.
Yeah.
A supportive partner is so important for a successful career, both for men and women.
Of course.
You need like your partner to be your rock. And I don't know, would you argue that perhaps athletes who go through tough times sometimes are facing those tough times because of a not so supportive partner and or multiple partners?
You know, I can't comment on whether they don't have a partner that's supportive, but I can tell you that, you know, having that rock, having that supportive partner can be the determining factor with whether you get through it or how you get through it. Because when you're going through a dip, right, your entire mind fragments. you don't even recognize who you are anymore. You cannot trust any process. You cannot trust. And even you in your own home are not the same person. And what you think is difficult for you, I can honestly tell you, is 100 times more difficult for the person who loves you, who's sitting next to you. Because just like you don't recognize yourself, they don't recognize you. You know? And they have to put all of the inhibitions aside and trust what they saw when even you couldn't see it. You know? So I tell people that, you know, sometimes, and I've seen this in many, many cases, in entrepreneurs and in athletes, that when you trust the stability of a certain relationship and you pour into that, right, it repays itself back tenfold. And you'll never fully understand and appreciate it, okay, in the good times. But you'll thank your lucky stars during the bad times.
How does it pay you back tenfold?
It pays back tenfold because remember, when you go down, when you're having a bad patch, when you're going through, there's anxiety, there's depression, there's a lot of external noise out there. You need an amplification of a positive voice. You need someone who recognizes certain things, someone who's going to create a safe ecosystem where you're not even talking about what's happening, where you can take your mind apart and you know, or move it away from that core subject in there. That's the one person that can do it. No one else can do it. You know, the only person that can do it is the person who's with you and feels safe enough, you know, to create that a nurturing ecosystem, because you need it. Because why? You can't go on holiday, Ranveer, because you don't know how long you're going to be in that space. And you need to be in an environment where you can go and practice, but come home and let it all go. And you need to repeat that process, right? And you need to know, you need to be with someone who's going to keep every other agenda on the side till you recognize who you are and you come back again, right? If you got a person who's constantly bringing different agendas in, you've got no chance.
Constantly bringing different
agendas. I mean, different issues, different things. If there's no trust in that relationship, if they're wanting different things, you need a stable emotional base. Emotional stability is the foundation of all growth. We've learned this as a child. If you take a new child that comes in with their mum, in any new environment, he'll sit here first. When he feels comfortable, he'll explore, maybe go outside the door. Then he'll come back. When they feel a little more comfortable, then they'll go further. Then they'll come back. The mum is significance of emotional stability. You can only explore curiously from a base of emotional stability. So where's the emotional stability when you're going through turbulent times in your career?
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.